In Minnesota, the Vikings thought they were sitting pretty with a late 4-point lead over Tom Landry's club.
I called the play that he went out of bounds on. I said, Drew, run like you're going in the middle of the field and break back to the corner. We didn't even have the play. I said, everybody else just, do what you need to do. And so then I said, what can you do on the next, I said, can you go deep? And he said, I'm too tired. So I called a pass to Preston Pearson, and he dropped the ball. And thankfully, if he catches the ball, we don't have any timeouts, and we would have got maybe one play off. We would have rushed up there to get it off. So he drops the ball. And I said, Drew, are you okay now? He said, yeah, I think I can go deep now.
Roger Staubach hit Drew Pearson on 4th and 16 to extend the drive, but had more heroics in store 2 plays later.
And then we came back, and I said, Drew, can you run an in route like you did to beat Washington, which was actually in 1974, and then break it deep? And he said, yeah. He said, I'll run an in route, which is our favorite route, which is a deep, what we call a 16 route. And I said, act like you're running an in route. Just don't try to run by him. And I just told everybody else, don't worry about it. I'm going to throw it to Drew.
With 24 seconds left, Staubach and Pearson made a heavenly connection.
Well, the Cowboys need a miracle. Roger takes the snap, pumps it once. He's going long. Down the near sideline for Drew Pearson. Pearson makes the catch at the 5. Touchdown! Staubach hit Pearson on a 50-yard touchdown. Would you believe it?
What happened on that Hail Mary play, I think the blessing to the whole play was that Staubach underthrew me on the play.
I pumped to the left to keep Kraus. Kraus really could have made the play if I hadn't pumped to the left. And that really held him up for a second, and then Drew got outside to right, and the ball was underthrown. By me pumping, Drew really got down the field a little bit too far.
So we were running downfield, and I looked back, and I saw that the ball was underthrown, and I was able to put on the brakes and come back. Nate fell down, and I thought I had dropped the ball. It hit my hands, and I thought I had dropped it, and I was bent over, and it was stuck between my elbow and my hip. And I couldn't believe when I had the ball, and the fans in Minnesota, of course, couldn't believe it either.
It was a weird moment, and I think that particular play was the biggest single play that I've ever been a part of. That changed a whole season, and it got us back to a Super Bowl when we needed to get back in 1975 on our comeback for the late 70s for the Cowboys. And I, in the locker room, they said, what did you do? And I said, well, I just, threw the pass to Drew. I said, well, I just closed my eyes and said a Hail Mary. And that tag has been used, and some people have attributed that to the statement I made in that game.